What's happening, y'all? We about to go on. Yes, sir.
And we're back. Keep 1 Million Show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
We're on 90.7 KRDP.
Yes, sir.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching on social media. We're live right now on Instagram, so please like, share, follow, do all those things.
Indeed.
It is Rams, 49ers.
Yes.
Thursday night football, and it's 3-0 Niners.
All right.
You know, Niners still with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Rams, you know, they coming off they won a game. They're 7-6. Niners 6-7. Looks like, you know,
I think
this is for possibly they can catch the Cardinals in the NFC West.
So the Cardinals lead the NFC West, or is it the Seahawks?
The Seahawks, but then right after them is the Cardinals, and,
Right.
and these two bottom feeders, surprisingly,
surprisingly.
in NFC West.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, the 49ers had a lot of injuries, though. A lot of injuries. It's just because isn't this McCaffrey's second stint on the IR, or this is just because he was on the IR earlier.
Yes, it is.
It's the second stint on the IR, so.
Yeah, it's his second stint on the IR.
Yeah, messed up a lot of people's fantasy teams. Trust that.
Yeah, that's true. We'll talk about the fantasy shortly, but you know, one major news was Bill Belichick going to North Carolina Tar Heels, going to college football ranks, and he has a 5 years, $10 million per year deal coming right after Mac Brown's retirement. And the thing is, right now is the transfer portal season, right before the bowl games. How do you think Bill Belichick is going to maneuver this, being this is totally different from the NFL?
I have no clue. I have no clue how he's going to do this at all. No clue at all. This is different. This is not the pros. You know how the pros you could cut you could cut people in college as well. But this is different. This is just different. It's a different game. He's dealing with NIL, so he's going to have to build a staff that's going to help him work through the scholarships and the recruiting and the NILs. I do believe he's a good enough coach with X's and O's to be great on the field. But we all know that college is different, and he's going to have to figure out how to maneuver name, image, likeness, and the scholarship ranks. And he's in the ACC. That's a good division, so it's going to be tough.
I think he's going to do a good job. Think about it. Players want to play for the best coaches.
Of course.
This is regarded as the best coach in football.
Of course.
6 Super Bowls. And with the NIL, the transfer portal, and things of that nature, he can basically build his team how he wants to, build his coaching staff, but now he can build his own team actually without recruiting, as far as, you know, actual recruiting. At this point, like a general manager, he was the GM and the coach for New England Patriots.
Yeah.
The problem is he's kind of, you know, I would gotta say outdated a little bit in football with his style. So he's gonna have to have a lot of younger talent around him in the coaching ranks to kind of get him up to speed when it comes to that, and also he has to find the right quarterback, because their problem was, you know, not having a great quarterback. Drake May going to New England, and the main thing would always be Bill Belichick. You got to have that right quarterback. I mean, he's basically finds diamonds in the rough throughout his whole career.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the three quarterbacks he had in New England. I mean, Tom Brady was definitely that diamond in the rough. Then Garoppolo and also Matt Castle. Matt Castle, was, he wasn't, him and Garoppolo were no Hall of Famers, but they were solid, though. They're not going to, they were solid. They're not going to lose you the game. I mean, they're going to manage the game very well. So we shall see. Yeah. I mean, I believe he could do a good job. I believe he can do it.
Yeah, him being a defensive coach, I don't think defense wouldn't be a problem. It's going to be the offensive side.
Oh, he can get somebody
going against
out there for that.
Clemson and Miami, Syracuse. He has to go against those and all he has to do, get a chance to get to the ACC championship game. Mm-hmm. Win that ACC championship game, he's in the playoffs. So, that's just like Deion. That's going to be his goal, and I think really he should. I don't want to say learn from Deion, but kind of mold his style, college style, after Deion, as far as getting the top transfer portal players, getting those top players through NIL and transfer. Because look at Colorado; they had in the past 2 seasons the most players from the portal. So I think that's what he has to do, is just grab as many players as he can, top flight players. I was looking on CBS, and North Carolina has 0 5-star players and only 2 4-star players. So you got to go in the transfer portal to rebuild that team.
Yeah, rebuild it, build up that D line, build up that O line, and get those skill players. Yeah. You are correct about that.
Yeah. And going back to the NFL, last week, week 14, you had the Steelers beat the Browns 27-14.
Yeah.
Vikings beat the Falcons 42-21. Bucks beat the Raiders 28-13. Eagles beat the Panthers 22-16. Very a little bit too close for comfort, and now we're going to talk about that game a little later. Dolphins beat the Jets 32-26. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 30-18. Rams beat the Bills, huge upset, 44-42, which was an unbelievable game. It was one of the games of the year. 49ers beat the Bears 38-13. Chiefs beat the Chargers 19-17, and Bengals beat the Cowboys 27-20.
That one surprised. I really thought the Cowboys were gonna run away with that.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that game. I didn't want to watch those 2 teams at all.
Oh no, but I just thought the Cowboys would win that game.
Now, going back to the Eagles-Panthers game, afterwards, A.J. Brown had issue with not getting enough touches, and I guess the flow of the offense. I'm not sure if it was. Well, people saying it was at Jalen Hurts. Would it be after the offense coordinator, because he's the one calling the plays, and you have a white-hot Saquon Barkley, who just broke the franchise record in rushing, and what's AJ Brown's issue?
It might be. I know. I saw when they replayed it. I saw a play that AJ Brown was wide open down the field, and Jalen didn't get it to him. And also, you looking at the fact that Jalen Hurts, he hasn't thrown a pass past 20 yards in I want to say like 5 weeks or something like that. He hasn't thrown more than 260 yards in that same amount of time, pretty much. So they're like, hey, can we get the passing game together? I don't believe he's trying. I mean, I wish he wouldn't have did it in the media. I wish they would have did that behind closed doors. I don't think he's trying to say that Jalen Hurts is garbage or anything, but they're like, hey, we understand that we have Saquon, and because AJ Brown was one of the ones a few weeks ago that was like, oh heck yeah, Saquon, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. But he's noticing that their passing attack is pretty elementary. Like can we push the ball down the field? Can we get some big plays and stuff like that? Because I'm gonna tell you now, the playoffs get tough. They give him an 8-man front. Saquon 8-man front. What are you gonna do? Jalen, are you gonna pick them apart? Now I'm a Jalen fan. I'm not like some of these Philly fans. I see it online and everything. They talking trash, and I told them, I was like, look, y'all, Nick Foles ain't coming through that door. Yeah, I know y'all want Nick Foles to come through that door, but he's not. Like, there's nothing wrong with Jalen either. He's.
Well, let me push back on this. I gotta ask the question: can Jalen Brown throw the ball down the field? Because when you say these stats, hasn't thrown the ball past 20 yards in 5 weeks.
Something
that's
like
a
that.
long time.
Something like that.
Hasn't had over a 260-yard passing game. Is that in the whole season? I get it. The offensive coordinator wants this to be a run-heavy team with Hurts and Saquon running the ball. But you're absolutely right. There's going to be a point, especially in the playoffs, where it's going to be 8 in the box. There's going to be a spy on Jalen. They're going to crash with the safeties. Can you throw the ball up top to A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith on the outside? And you're going to need that home run ball at least one of those games, especially if you're on the road.
Yeah, I remember the year they went to the Super Bowl. I mean, he flung a couple. He flung some deep balls. Then, so I will say this: he does tend to hold on to the ball a little too long, and that defense collapses on him. But this reminds me. Now they are not this team because this defense isn't this team. But you remember those 2000 Ravens? Now
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
As a quarterback.
Yeah, now this defense is not nowhere near that. But it reminds me of that defense. That with the defense, now the Philly defense not holding people like 10 points, but that defense holding down. And you had Jamal Lewis running the ball, and Trent Dilfer had a stronger arm than Jalen Hurts, but Trent Dilfer was no. I mean, you wasn't going to mistake him. He wasn't going to mistake him for John Elway.
Yeah.
I mean, but they had a pretty elementary offense. They say pound the ball with Jamal Lewis, like pass it to Shannon Sharp down the middle, and there you go.
That's true.
So we could think about it that way.
But the only main issue is this is not that type of football.
Yeah.
Right? 2024, you have to throw the ball down the field. The top teams throw the ball down the field and score a lot of points. They're looking like the Chiefs squeaking away with, hairpin, by your chin wins.
If that guy would,
especially against the Panthers of all teams.
If that guy would have held on to that ball, that was the game.
Right.
If he would have held on to that ball, that was the game. That was a classic trap game. That would have been a trap game, but because the Panthers have definitely improved since the beginning of the season. Bryce Young has improved. So. Right. But still, I get it. It's still the Panthers. But I always say, any given Sunday, you can lose a game.
That's true.
We're about to play the Steelers, and Steelers ain't going to be no slouch.
Right.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that as well on our picks because that's a huge game there, Eagles-Steelers. But
both
just
teams.
Like I was talking about the Eagles, winning games won by the hair of their chins. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs as well. This is another game where they beat the Chargers 19-17, on a last second, play. I think they kicked a field goal to win the game, if I'm not mistaken. And when is this run gonna come to an end? They're 12-1. I think it's a 10-game or 11-game win streak. They have I think the past 5-6 weeks they won games by 5 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be magic, luck. I don't know what's going on, but just like the Eagles, there is going to be a time where you're going to need to score points.
Well,
Especially with the Chiefs going against the Bills, the Steelers, they're going to need to start scoring points, because if they don't, they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Kansas City, I'm not too much worried about them scoring points. They still got Patrick Mahomes, who's proven he can sling the ball and do that in the playoffs and in bad weather and everything. So not too much worried about them. Championship teams win close games. That's why I'm not too worried about the Eagles. I'm like, they showing you they can win a close game. they show you they can do that. So so we shall see, but not too much worried about Kansas City. But I will say that if you can put up a lot of points, you should be able to beat Kansas City, because that defense. I thought that defense was going to be a lot better than it was. That's been this year. So look out for the Bills, and look out for the Bills, and I don't want to say the Ravens, because it seems like they got the Ravens number, but they look out for the Bills, and look out for Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh, they just got Highsmith back.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're gonna come right back, and we're gonna talk about Week 15 as this end of the season is coming up, and we're gonna get more college football playoffs. It's set. We're gonna talk about that in the brackets. So keep it locked right here on the Keep 1 Million Show.
yes, sir.
This is the Keep 1 Million Show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
90.7 FM.
Yes, sir.
KRDP. And that sound means NFL Week 15. We're going to have our picks here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go with the first game. We just talked about it. Eagles, Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles are at home.
Mm-hmm.
11-2. Steelers 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Battle of Pennsylvania. Philly's a 5.5 point favorite. I know who you got. I already know.
Yeah,
you got the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm not going with this in-state rivalry. We got. I went to college at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. A lot of my frat brothers, they Steelers fans, so it's little trash talk going. Not bad trash talk. It's like it's this one Instagram dude that does the AI, and he does. He had some of the Steelers talking trash about the Eagles, and they had Jalen Hurts talking trash back, like all in AI and everything. So we going back and forth with it, but I got the Eagles, but this is a game that it's not going to be a blowout for either team, and this is a game that either team can win with a walk-off field goal or something like that. So I got the Eagles.
I'm gonna have to disappoint you, man.
Yeah, nah.
I got the Steelers.
Yeah.
And the reason why is what we just talked about, is that for some reason Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball down the field. He's gonna have to in this game.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to.
And on the other side, Russell Wilson will throw the ball down the field. Yeah, George Pickens, that kid is an amazing wide receiver.
Yeah, is he playing?
I gotta double check if he's playing or not. But
I think he's playing. But okay.
They still have a good wide receiving core. And on the opposite side, Russell Wilson is throwing the ball amazingly.
Yeah, he's playing really well.
I would say, would you say a dark horse for the MVP?
Oh, Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah, dark horse because I have Saquon up there, especially if he gets 2,000 yards rushing, and you got Jared Goff.
Yeah.
They said Lamar Jackson, but I think he's dropped a little. Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's up there now since the last couple of games. Yeah. I think Derrick Henry's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
He may be outside that top 5. But I'll say outside, behind, Derrick Henry, you got to get Russell Wilson is probably one of his
Oh.
best seasons
Yeah.
in recent memory. So
He's showing you he still got some got some years left in him, and them Denver years were just a
was a fluke, right?
fluke years, huh?
I would say this could be even bigger game here. They say this is a potential Super Bowl preview.
Potential.
Lions at home, 12-1 versus the Bills, 10-3, with Detroit a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to also go with Detroit. Their defense is really great. Their offense, I mean, they have, I would possibly say, yeah, they have the top record, but this may be the most complete team in the league. Besides the Chiefs, I think they're a little bit ahead of the Chiefs at this moment.
They got a good running attack. They got the two-headed monster right there. They got Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah.
They got Laporta. I saw Laporta do a play when he snapped the ball. That dude is fast. I was like, he got out and ran his route. I was like, man, he is fast. And Jared Goff is playing out of his mind. He's playing really well. You have Amon St. Brown, wide receiver. That's their number one. The defense is playing good. But Detroit, they feel like they should not have. They feel like they didn't get beat last year. They beat them. They beat themselves in the playoffs. So they have a lot to prove. So
right. Yeah, I think that could be a high-scoring game as well, just like the last game the Bills were in against the Rams. So I think I'll give the edge to Detroit. Next game that should be really good. You have the NFC West leading Seahawks at home, 8-5 versus the Packers, 9-4. Packers 2.5-point favorites.
You said this is in Seattle?
It is.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. Hold on. No. You know what? Let me walk that back. I'm gonna go with Seattle because they playing at home. They got the 12th man. I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Yeah, I'm also go with Seattle, mainly because of they're at home, and Geno Smith is playing excellent.
Playing well.
Defense
Very
is playing
well.
well. They're shutting down like they just shut down the Cardinals last week in Cardinal Stadium. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Seahawks on that one. Another pretty good game. These are all late games as well. These are all 2 o'clock games.
Oh, okay.
Chargers at home, 8-5 versus Buccaneers, 7-6. I think the Bucs right now are leading the NFC South. Chargers are 3-point favorite.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Yeah. Go with Chargers.
I'm gonna have to go with the Bucs here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Bucs. Like always, the Chargers somehow, some way, find a way to lose in the last seconds. Yes, they're 8-5, and they're in the wild card spot in the AFC. Bucks, the Buccaneers actually need this win to keep on top of the NFC South. So yeah, I'm gonna say the Bucks here. In the last game, I'm gonna do one early game. Texans at home, 8-5 versus Dolphins, 6-7. Houston's a 3-point favorite.
Where they playing? They playing in Houston?
Yes.
I'll go with Houston.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Houston as well. Once again, their defense is really good. The Dolphins kind of really, they got hot and cold, cold and hot. Tua's been playing well, but everyone else kind of hasn't. What happened to Waddle? What happened to, what happened to Tyreek Hill? Where are they? So,
I don't know. And I had Tyreek in fantasy.
Right.
Last season, he was guaranteed to light it up. This year, the beginning of the season was good for him, but then when Tua went down, and it took care of
right. That's true.
I do not know.
So, who are you picking? Texans or?
I took Houston.
Houston.
Yeah.
So we both got Houston on that.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans Dolphins game.
Yep.
We both have the Lions.
Detroit. Yeah, I took Detroit.
Detroit with Bulls. You have the Chargers. I have the Bucks.
Yeah, I took Chargers.
You have the Eagles, and I have the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both have the Seahawks. Or did you have the Bucks?
I had Seahawks.
Okay, well, the Seahawks in those games. Yeah, this is I think after this week 15, we're gonna get some really good games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Christmas Day games, which is on Netflix.
Yeah.
They have RG3, Mina Kimes,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple other people going to be on there. If you've seen the lineup, how do you think that's going to work out?
RG3, Mina Kimes. It's gonna be on Netflix. Hold on.
Yeah, that's their Netflix.
You know what I was about to say?
Christmas Day coverage.
I was like, didn't RG3 get let go? But he got let go by ESPN. This is with Netflix. Okay.
Right.
Okay, Mina Kimes. I mean, ESPN probably just contract outsourced her. She could do that. Hey, I mean, I never had a problem with RG3 calling games or anything like that. I mean, talking about the game. He knows his X's and O's. I was wondering why they let him go at ESPN. I was like,
they have a doubleheader. Steelers Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Is the early game, and then the 2:30 game is Texans Ravens.
All right,
both games on Netflix on Christmas Day.
Steelers Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah.
That ought to be a good one. That ought to be a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They paid some money for that. For those games, they paid some money. High dollar. Just how Amazon paid money to get those division games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they paid some money.
Amazon, they also, because they heard about the complaints that Thursday night games were bad.
Right.
And so if you notice, the Thursday night games have been actually really good.
Yeah, this is possibly their best, the Thursday night's best year.
Yeah.
For Thursday night football.
Speaking of Thursday night, what's the score?
3-0 still.
Okay.
5 minutes in the second quarter, Niners. So
it's gonna be one of them type games.
Game yeah, exactly.
Then again, last week the game started slow and
and then it just went crazy at the end. Yeah, I went home and like, what happened? What?
Yeah, I went home. I looked at the score like, whoa!
Exactly.
I was like,
crazy. Right. So moving on to college football, as the bowl games are set, the playoff bracket is set, the first ever 12-team playoffs, and we have in the first round Clemson playing Texas. Texas is going to be at home. The first round games are on home sites, not neutral sites. Ohio State is at home against Tennessee. Penn State is at home against SMU. Notre Dame is at home against Indiana. So the winner of the Texas-Clemson game goes against Arizona State. That's going to be set in the Peach Bowl.
Okay.
Because the next round, the quarterfinals is going to be all from quarterfinals. All is going to be all bowl games. So like the New Year's Day 6 games. The winner of the Ohio State Tennessee game plays against Oregon in the Rose Bowl. The winner of Penn State SMU game goes against Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl, which is here in Phoenix. And the winner of the Notre Dame Indiana game plays Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. And then after that, the semifinal games are going to be at the Cotton Bowl and at the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm not even sure where the national championship game is. Let me see. It doesn't say here. A national championship game is in New Orleans, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay.
So, what's weird is these winners can rack up a couple of bowl trophies,
Yeah.
which is very interesting.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you think this is the end all be all to the playoffs, or do you think they would need a little more tweaking? Because there's been with this, what I think it's a good, a good showing. I think the committee had got it right, but there's still complaints.
There's still complaints about what?
Alabama didn't get in. That's mainly it, really. Alabama, the SEC crowd is crying foul because but Alabama had 3 losses. So you had 3 losses, you lose to unranked teams, you don't get in. And I think you can't have. The only 3-loss team that's on here is Clemson, but they won.
They won
their conference championship.
Yeah.
So you still got to go. You got to get to the conference championship and win that to get considered to get in. They got SMU edged them out.
Mm-hmm.
But SMU did lose to Clemson in the ACC title game. They got to their title game. So Alabama's going to have to get to the title game, and we know how they're saying the human aspect of the voting and all that is causing an issue. But I don't think they should go back to the computers. I mean, what do you feel, Mom?
I never liked the computers. When you talking about the BCS?
Yes.
Man, I used to call the BCS the BS Championship Series. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not like the computer because what it was doing was it caused teams to run the score up on the other teams. So they could. It just was ridiculous. I like this college playoff system better. I like 12. I like 12 teams. The 12 teams because before it was only 4, right?
Yes.
The 4 teams, you'd be like, this 12 teams, I like it. I don't think it should be any more than 12. I mean, you get I'm listening to the matchups. I'm like, okay, I get why all those teams are in. The teams that got the buys won their conference.
Yeah.
And then you have the other teams that have really good seasons.
That's true.
So what can you really complain about? I get it. Roll Tide's not there.
Exactly.
Cool.
Miami, they had a chance. They was on the outside looking in. They're kind of crying foul too, but they had some questionable losses. That loss to Syracuse knocked them out. They win at Syracuse and goes to the ACC championship game, knocks out Clemson. Possibly they're in with SMU. So, for my thing is, before we go to break, you gotta win your conference or at least get to the conference championship game to be assured to get in.
What about Notre Dame?
Well, the thing is with Notre Dame is they're independent.
Yeah,
so they have to basically go undefeated to get there, and they only have 1 loss.
They have 1 loss.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs, all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in.
They had that 1 loss early in the season.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
then they finished off strong. Okay.
Yeah. Before we go to break, it's 3-3 at halftime. Rams, Niners, Thursday Night Football. And we'll be back with more Keep 1 Million Show.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. Keep 1 Million Show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean Pitt.
90.7 FM. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yes, sir.
Well, Colorado Buffaloes get to the bowl, the Alamo Bowl.
Oh, okay. Alamo.
Against BYU.
Oh.
Which is a conference rival. They haven't played them. So they play BYU.
All right.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. As you said, Travis Hunter's not going to play, and what's the reason behind that?
Oh, just he's projected to be a top 3 pick.
Right.
This is nothing new. A lot of players have done this in the past. They say, "Well, I'm not gonna play in this bowl game because I'm not gonna risk injury." Think about it. I'm not gonna risk injury. I have guaranteed money sitting out there. We know he's going to be a top 3 pick. He's the Associated Press Player of the Year, and he should win the Heisman Trophy. So he's getting ready for all that stuff. And I guarantee you, Deion Sanders, his coach, told him not to play. Pretty much. Why would he? Why would he?
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be mad at that he doesn't play. I just seen he signed with Adidas.
Oh, he signed with Adidas. Okay,
which is a shock to me.
I thought it'd be Nike.
Right, I thought it'd be Nike too. They're playing with Nike, the Dion shoes and all that. Nike fumbled that one. I don't know what happened there, but
No, I like to see parity in the shoe game, though. I like to see parity. So
yeah, so he's going to Adidas. Yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of players that haven't played in the bowl games. A lot of star players that, some people get upset about it because of how it used to be. But there's so much money on the line these days. You can't be mad at them now. You got the NILs and all that, and all these endorsements they're coming at them, especially right now in December with bowl season. Yeah. The thing is, what do you think about Shador getting snubbed? Not being in the Heisman conversation.
Oh. I don't feel any type of way, really.
No?
Nah. Didn't he win? He won an award for a quarterback award, though, didn't he?
I'm not sure yet. All those awards come out at the same time as Heisman.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, Travis Hunter he just balled out. Him and I gotta see who the other finalists is. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't feel any kind of way that Shador didn't go for Heisman.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Now, the NBA, they have the NBA Cup, right? The in-season tournament. We got to the semifinals now, which is going to be in Vegas. The Bucks are going to play the Hawks, and then the Thunder plays the Rockets. So, just this past last night, the Bucks beat the Magic 114-109, and the Hawks beat the Knicks 108-100. The Thunder beat the Mavericks 118-104. And then the Rockets beat the Warriors 91-90. It was a controversial call at the end, and Steve Kerr had some words to say about the refs that he possibly could get fined, but I doubt it because of Steve Kerr. But who do you think would win this NBA Cup with Bucks, Hawks, Thunder, or Rockets?
Bucks, Hawks, Thunder, Rockets. Bucks, Hawks, Thunder. It's either gonna be Thunder or the Rockets. I like the Rockets.
Now the Rockets play the Thunder. It's like West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be one of those two teams that win.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because the Rockets, they're coached really well by Ime Udoka. Oh my goodness! I mean, it's such a good team, such a really good team. And SGA over there, they're doing great things over in Oklahoma City. It's what's the guy's name? Is it Chet Holmgren? Is he playing or is he still hurt?
He's with the Bulls. No. He's not with the Bulls. I think he is playing.
Yeah. No, he's with Oklahoma. He's with Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Josh Giddey.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, those two teams. I mean, two young teams too. Oh,
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to be one of those two teams. The teams that win this cup.
Yeah, possibly be Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is just really really playing great right now.
Yeah.
With Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort is balling, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they're hungry. They just beat Dallas, who beat them in the playoffs last
Yeah,
season.
Dallas is disappointing this year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
they're 10-9 right now.
them in
Oklahoma City's
Them in
19 and
Denver.
5.
I thought Denver would be a lot better too.
Right. Yeah, I was wrong. That kid is injured.
Oh,
He did
Chet
not
Holmgren.
play. Yeah, he did not play.
Okay.
Yeah, they have Hartenstein
Okay.
um, backing him up. He was the center for the Knicks.
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
season. Now he's with Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got bigger. They got tougher. So, but yeah, I think they're on a mission. I think they're on a mission to get to the NBA Finals. So, they're playing really well. And the Hawks, they got something to prove. They really it seems like Trae Young is in this villain role, especially going against the Knicks. The Knicks fans can't stand him. They won the game and he rolled dice in the middle of the court, going to Vegas and he has that chip on his shoulder. Everyone kind of makes fun of him and things of that nature, but he's one of the top point guards in the league. So, so it could and another one that I will say is kind of a disappointment, but they kind of brought it back is the Bucks. The Bucks was playing really bad in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Now they kind of found their way, and so that's those two games are going to be really good. And it seems like the NBA they found something with this NBA Cup, this middle of season tournament. They get extra like $200,000, something like that. They get extra money. The thing is, I think this is going to be a catalyst to more things like this because of I've read something. I have to go back and find it that Adam Silver is talking to the heads of FIBA, which is the International Basketball Association, about a worldwide tournament. With the leagues, the top leagues around the world.
Yeah, the top leagues. Huh?
Spanish league, the Turkish league. Those leagues.
Yeah, over in Australia, New Zealand,
Australia.
China, and all that. Yeah,
exactly. And I think we may see something in the future. Soccer has just done this for the first time. Where next year, they have a club world tournament where different clubs are in this huge 32-team tournament. I think it's 2 teams from MLS is going to be in there, and all these teams from different leagues. So with that, most likely, if that's a hit, if that is a success, which most likely it will be, the NBA may follow suit. Do you think that'll be something that fans will want to watch? I mean, with ratings being the way they are and such things, do you think that could be help?
No, it will help because it'll be worldwide. So people overseas are going to want to watch their country play. I mean, this would be dope. It'll almost. But what I would say is maybe only do it like remember how they used to do the World Baseball Classic? Yeah. They would only do it like once every 3 years or once every 4, something like that. Yeah. I say do it like that, so you just keep it fresh and everything. Because I actually was, believe it or not, I was kind of hyped for the World Baseball Classic. I'm like, let's see, because I like the Cuban team. I used to like watching them play, So I believe that Adam Silver's onto something right here.
Yeah. Back when David Stern said they wanted this basketball to be international,
to go
fast
global.
forward to now. I mean, it is, especially with the Olympics, World Championships, how big they are as far as worldwide viewership and whatnot. But yeah, this could be a big deal. You know, hopefully, because they said the viewership is down, and I think that's mainly because of it's hard to see the games now because they're everywhere. They're all kind of different apps and different streaming services, you know, to see different ones. So it's kind of strange, but and then Bronny James is going to be on the road for the G League.
Oh yeah,
team,
yeah,
the LA G League team.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's in the road. He's gonna go on a road trip, man. I'm excited for him. I mean, the G League, cause this is really help his game, shape his game, and going on the road, just being with his teammates, man. This is an exciting time for him.
oh wow. They're going to be playing the Valley Suns in Tempe.
Go check that out.
It's going to be. It's actually on Thursday.
When next Thursday?
No. Now.
Oh, it's now. Oh.
Right. So, I'm not sure if it was tonight or earlier in the day. I'm gonna have to try to find out. You know, G League you got to kind of figure out how to find them. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because I wonder how much they charge for those G League tickets. Because typically those type of tickets usually don't be that much. But with Bronny James, they probably hike the prices up, hike the watered down sodas and stale pretzels.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. That could be the case, and I'm not finding it on here, so I'm not sure how to find the G League standings and all that. Anyway.
Yeah.
It is 3-3.
Oh, still 3-3.
Rams, Niners, third quarter. I'm gonna call it a defensive struggle. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. You got Matthew Stafford, 4 for 13, 23 yards. And Kyrie Williams, 16 carries for 49 yards. For the 49ers, you have Brock Purdy, 11 for 22, 116 yards. And Isaac Guerrero, 10 carries, 28 yards. So this is definitely a
tough
defensive battle, to say the least. So I'm going to come right back with more. Keep 1 Million Show. Keep it locked right here. 90.7 FM KRDB.
Yes, sir.